It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go.
Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I am going to be giving you all an updated barn tour of Maryhill Stables for January of 2024. So let's get right into it. So as usual, we're going to start down by our front gates. So in here we have our gate and our driveway, then we have our statues out front. Surrounding this we have property fencing on either side of the gate. It looks very organized. Then on this side, of course, we have our Maryhill Stables sign. Then in front of each side of the gate, we have two lampposts. They have little wreaths on them. Moving around here, we have our little ice pond. Then next to it, we have a nice little tree. Beside that, of course, we have our driveway lined with candy cane decorations. Now moving on over into the yard, we have two horses and riders right here. Leading the way, we have Sarah riding Commander, and Commander is a Trakehner stallion, and they are being followed by Cassie, who is riding one of my new Schleich horses that I got for Christmas. This is Apollo, and he is an Andalusian stallion. He's very pretty. And behind them, we have our beautiful flagpole, and it is flying in the winter wind. Then, of course, we have our fencing on the other side with some more pine trees. We also have a little light-up tree over here, but I think it just went out. So that's fun. Moving down this way, we have our beautiful Christmas tree, and it is lit up with white lights. And surrounding the base, we have a whole lot of presents for all of the riders and horses here at the stable. Moving over from our Christmas tree, we have our main barn. And right out front here, we have Abby and Allie, and they are hanging out with Guinness, and he is our Ardennes stallion. And Abby is just petting him, and Allie is going to give him a carrot because he is such a sweet boy. And behind them, in front of the barn, right here, we have a little wood pile with a cardinal and a little squirrel, and they're just chatting, staring at the beautiful Christmas tree. Moving over to our entrance to the barn, right here, we actually have one of my new riders that I got for Christmas, and I am so happy I have her now, if you'll focus. She does not have a name yet, so I will happily take suggestions if you guys have any, but she's just heading into the barn. Then over here on the other side, we have a little setup going on. We have a little Santa Claus statue down here next to a big snow-covered bush. Then we have a little present and a Santa Claus mailbox with some letters, a little Christmas tree, and of course, our decorations and our little Caution Horses sign. And our entire barn is covered in beautiful Christmas lights. Also below the eave, up here on the top of the barn, we have a little bird's nest. Above the entrance, we have our Maryhill Stables sign. Now if we go into the barn, inside the barn, we have a whole lot of mares in here. So right here in the center aisle, we have Brenda, and she is grooming Ginger. She is a quarter horse mare. Now, this isn't the Schleich breed of the model, but she was named after a horse that I know in real life, and in real life she is a quarter horse, so I changed it from Arabian to quarter horse. Now, moving over here in our first stall on this side, we have Gypsy, and she is an Irish cob or Gypsy Vanner horse, whatever you prefer. And she is just staring out the window at the beautiful snow. And down here we have an empty stall, and this is Ginger's stall, but of course she's being groomed by Brenda over here. Now if we move on to the other side, over here we have Pepper, and she is a Pura Raza Espanola mare, or Andalusian mare. And she is sitting over here talking with Tundra, our lovely Lipizzaner mare, and they are both eagerly waiting for their breakfast. And out here in front of their stalls we have a little halter hanging on the hook, and then we also have two grooming kits and a pack of treats. And I think Tundra is actually eyeing those treats, which doesn't surprise me at all. And of course, each stall has a hay feeder, a water trough, and a little treat lick. Moving back behind the barn, we have some stuff out here. So on this side, we have our wash stall and a big container of grooming brushes. And of course, our wash stall, nobody's using it right now because it's wintertime and it's very chilly. Out here we have our little battery box for the lights, which is, I'm trying to hide it with trees or little bushes, but it's not really working. Anyways, over here we have a wheelbarrow full of manure, and that is going to be dumped over the hill here in a moment by somebody. In this area we have storage, so here we have just a bunch of pitchforks for cleaning. We have a little haystack, and we also have a little tack box here filled with halters, just random assortment of halters, and there's also a fly mask in there. Then behind here we have the little battery box for the interior lights of the barn. And then out here we also have a little glowing tree and a couple of other trees that I've tried to camouflage the little lights, but that's not working. Anyways, that does it for our main barn. Moving back outside of the barn, over here on this side, we have Cookie, and she is one of our Shetland pony mares. Of course, she escaped again, but this time she has company. Back here behind her, she's got one of her little buddies. This is Freckles, and he is a Falabella gelding, and they're both running around crazy. To the left of them, we have a small paddock. We have 2 mares and 2 foals in here. First off, right here, we have new ponies that I got for Christmas. So they actually don't have names yet. I had considered naming the mare Crystal, but they both don't really have names yet. So if you have any ideas, let me know. And they are both Icelandics. They're very, very cute. I'm so happy that I have them. And then back here, we have 2 Chincoteague ponies. So the mare, I don't believe I named these 2 either. I know I didn't name the foal. I got the foal for Christmas, but as far as none of these ponies really have names at the moment, so if you have any suggestions, please let me know. And of course, we have some trees in the background, and then out front here, we have Zoe, and she's just hanging on the fence, and she's watching the mares and the foals play. Now, moving on, we have our large pastures. First off, we have our mare's pasture. Over here by our front fence, we have Brian, and he is scratching Bella on the nose. And Bella is an Arabian mare. She's one of my favorite models. She's so, so cute. So they're just hanging out. She's come over to say hi to Brian. Then we have our water trough, which is actually not plugged in at the moment. So hopefully Brian will plug that in to plug in the water heater so that it doesn't freeze tonight. And of course, we have our little halter hook, which only has 1 halter on it right now. This was made by a friend of mine. Each gate has a wreath on it, but this one actually fell, so I'll fix that later. Moving into the pasture, the other 2 mares in here. First off, we have Harmony, and she is an Andalusian mare. She is such a beautiful girl. I love her so much. Haven't had her out in a while. And then over here, we have Holly, and she is an Arabian mare. I got her in the 2019 Advent calendar. She's very pretty. And they're all just running around in the pasture. Thankfully, it hasn't been too wet out, so they could finally get outside despite the snow. Then, of course, we have more trees in the background. Moving over to our last pasture, we have the Stallions/Geldings pasture. First off, here over by the fence and the water trough, we have Greendale. He is a Fjord Stallion, but I've actually decided to make him a gelding. They have their water trough as well. Behind Greendale, we have Cartier, and he is a Hanoverian stallion. He's actually not Schleich, he's Collecta. I really like him. He's such a pretty model. He's just hanging out. And lastly, back here, we have Ranger, and he is a Pinto stallion. I love him so much. I probably say that about all of my models. He's very pretty. And they, of course, are all wearing their blankets to keep warm. Lastly, over from the pastures, we have our lovely little forest area. It's pretty quiet back here. We do have 1 visitor, though. Right here, we have a little reindeer who's sneaking around back here. His name is Donder, and I'm not exactly sure what he's doing here. He should be at the North Pole. But perhaps he's just checking in on all the horses here at Maryhill Stables. But he's just walking through the snowy forest. He is also a new addition, although I got him before Christmas. Down here we have our indoor arena, and nothing's going on inside. We do have a couple of jumps set up, but nobody is currently riding in here. And last but not least, we have our large barn over here, and it's actually very quiet over here. We don't have any pony inside. The entire barn is empty. The only thing going on is Jessie right here, and I believe she's getting feed for Ranger when he comes back inside because she owns Ranger. But other than that, it is very quiet in here. All right, everybody, so that concludes our winter barn tour of Maryhill Stables. Thank you all so much for coming and watching this video. I really hope that you all enjoyed, and I hope that you guys like my setup. I just love how the stable looks this time of year with all of the beautiful lights and the snow. If you like this video, of course, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. It really means a lot to me. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!